Gang, in studio, Mr. Rogers himself, Brad from Great North Insurance Services. How you doing, bro?
I'm great. Won't you be my neighbor?
This got off to a very weird, awkward, perfect start. Being a Rogers your whole life, are you an Aaron Rodgers fan, first of all?
You know, I can't say that I'm not, mostly because I'm an AFC fan. So, I don't mind watching.
I've never heard, I don't know many people that will say like, oh, I just cheer for like one side of the coin, right? Like, I only like the NFC, so now we're fighting.
No, I get it, but my wife, she's a Vikings fan, so it's easy for me to say, Aaron Rodgers is awesome.
Okay. You think he's going to be in Green Bay next year?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, time will tell. Also, at least as we're recording this, we don't know where Carson Wentz is going to land. It's very interesting. I'm hearing Chicago may be it, so you maybe will have to cheer for the NFC after all.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
Well, we can talk football all morning, Brad, or we can talk insurance. I'd rather talk football, but you'd rather talk insurance. So let's compromise and talk insurance.
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
First of all, give us a rundown of what you do over at Great North.
Yeah, so I'm a personal lines agent over at Great North Insurance in West Fargo. I've been doing it for just about 6 years now. So, just kind of starting to get in my craft a little bit and, just trying to specialize in that and help out people with their insurance.
Why did you choose insurance? Because it's really interesting. I heard a Tom Brady quote the other day when he got drafted 199th, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so relieved I don't have to go and sell insurance." And I'm like, "Oh, I have a lot of friends that sell insurance, and that's an awesome quote."
Right.
Why did you want to sell insurance? Because you couldn't be an NFL quarterback, of course.
Well, it was one of those things where I guess I kind of knew I would always be in some form of sales, and I just kind of met Kane Hansen and just kind of fell into place after that. So
Kane, incredible dude. We have him on the show all the time. He is one of my favorite people to golf with because not only is he a former pro golfer, but he doesn't make fun of me for how I play. It's a perfect combination.
It's a good thing, but he definitely makes you feel like you're really good at golf.
Yeah. Well, watching him play, I just I eat a lot of humble pie.
Yeah, for sure.
Brad, we could talk about sports, and it seems like we keep deviating to that. But let's talk about insurance. Sure. And umbrellas are the theme today. Yeah. What is an umbrella policy?
So an umbrella policy gives you an extended liability limit that extends over either your car or your car and your home, kind of meaning what it says. It's an umbrella that extends over the liability that you have on those assets. So
why? Really, just a simple, fair question. Why would somebody want an umbrella policy? Because wouldn't the regular insurance policy cover our butts?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is really no policy out there that does cover you for everything, unfortunately. So this one kind of extends, in the case that you're in a bad accident. That's really what we're worried about is, if you do have a bad accident, it's just something that's important that would give you an extra liability on top of what you already have. So,
okay. So a bad accident, whether I'm the one that's injured or somebody else.
Correct.
Same with on your own personal property. But there's business umbrella policies too, right? Like I know I've been encouraged and have opted into looking into those things with umbrella policies. Yeah. So if I'm a businessman or somebody who has maybe a couple of more expensive entities, an umbrella policy is pretty common, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You really want to protect what you have, and mostly because if let's say you were liable for slander or something like that, or where people are coming after you for something like that, it's another thing where you want to protect your assets for that. So
yeah. So let's say I have an umbrella policy on my house.
Yes.
What am I now protected from versus a standard insurance policy of homeowners insurance?
Yeah, so this kind of, like I said, it extends that liability, mostly if something were to happen on your property. Let's say, for instance, someone falls off your roof or slips on your sidewalk or something like that.
What if they fell off my roof onto the sidewalk and then slipped again, like the double whammy?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It happens all the time.
There's a chance that they could at least look into your insurance when something like that happens.
Right.
So it's definitely important, and I think it's a low cost to add something like this, and you also get discounts on in most companies. You get discounts for having an umbrella policy, so it's really not that much more to add.
So the homeowners policy, that's going to cover, let's say my furnace goes out and all the pipes freeze, or and I know each policy is different, but let's say we have a sewer line that all of a sudden has all this sewage that finds its way in.
Yep.
Or we have a fire. That's a standard homeowners policy, right?
Correct. Yep.
An umbrella policy, we're covering if somebody happens to get injured on our property. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, there's a lot of different things, and it actually extends outside of your property as well. So it kind of travels with you. So that's another thing to know as well. It's not only on your property.
It's like a bubble of protection.
Exactly. So
give me an example. Let's say I have an umbrella policy on my home.
Yes.
What is that going to protect me from in the real world?
In the real world, again, if somebody's on your property, if something were to happen, it does.
But let's say they're not on my property.
Not on your property.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So again, let's say, for instance, kind of going into the slander thing again, if there was something that you were held liable for, or they tried to hold you liable for, that's really where that it would extend. That it wouldn't be on your property. So.
So who would you advise to get an umbrella policy? Because we have will my umbrella policy be different for my auto and different for my home, or can I have one that covers both?
Yeah, it actually does cover both, as long as they're listed under your umbrella policy.
Okay.
So unfortunately, a lot of people don't have one, but I always say anyone that has a car should have one.
Oh.
So that's really what I look at. So
let's get to the brass tacks. How much money would this cost somebody if they're looking to get an umbrella policy?
You're looking at anywhere from $150 to $250 a year, typically.
I thought you were going to say a month, and I was about to say, dude, what?
That'd be a little spendy.
So $150 to $250 a year, and that covers how much?
So that would be $1 million in liability.
Oh.
We can provide up to $5 million in most cases.
Okay.
Just kind of depending on what you're looking for. Obviously, those are more expensive as you go up, but yeah. So it's at least to have that $1 million is important.
Let's say I get in a car accident and the other person gets injured pretty badly.
Yep.
A traditional auto insurance coverage, how much is that going to cover in terms of that person's medical bills?
That all depends on your liability limits, which is important to know. We try to provide you as much coverage as we can on your auto policy, but typically we like to see at least $500,000 in coverage there.
Okay.
This would give you an additional $1 million. So
all right, and I don't know about you, but when I see a hospital bill for my son just broke a little bone in his foot. He's 4 years old and broke a little bone in his foot. That's going to be thousands of dollars just for him to get a walking boot.
Right.
If you're seriously injured on a property and you fall off a roof from a car onto the sidewalk, as I think you said is the natural story.
Yeah.
There you have those medical bills are going to be far past $500,000 is what you're telling me.
A lot of what we talk about is everybody can kind of envision, let's say, backing out of your driveway, and unfortunately you don't see a kid coming by on the sidewalk or somebody else or another car or something like that. Again, this is giving you an extension of liability in the case that happens. We hope it never does, but I hope it's the worst money you ever spend is that $200 a year. But if you ever need it, it's going to be important.
Oh my gosh! Well, to have $1 million in coverage for around $200 a year, the math seems to add up.
It does.
All right, Brad. If people want to get a hold of you at Great North Insurance, they go to greatnorthinsuranceservices.com. Is that right?
That's correct. Yep. Or you can call us at 701-239-4647.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Brad. We're going to go to break. And in the meantime, go to hatchrealty.com and see all about our Snap Offer platform. You're going to like what you see. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.